Last year alone, we had 600,000 truant students in our elementary schools, which roughly matches the number of inmates in our state prison system. And is it a coincidence? Of course not. And as unacceptable as this problem is, I know we can fix it. In San Francisco, we threatened the parents of truants with prosecution, and truancy dropped 32%. So we are putting parents on notice. If you fail to take responsibility for your kids, we are going to make sure that you face the full force and consequences of the law. And this work to combat truancy is part of the broader oath that I swore today, and the oath upheld every day by the men and women of the Attorney General's office. Our mission statement includes a fundamental promise to encourage economic prosperity, equal opportunity, and tolerance, and to safeguard California's human, natural, and financial resources for this and future generations. We are going to build aggressively on the work of former Attorney General and now Governor Brown. Through the Public Rights Division, our office will remain a strong advocate in the enforcement of our environmental and consumer protection laws. As a daughter of California, I believe a clean environment is a birthright of every Californian. And I will aggressively defend AB 32, and I will make sure that the people of California are not dictated to from the boardrooms of big oil. And we are going to vigorously enforce our environmental laws in all parts of California, from the Cascades to the Tehachapi's, from Pelican Bay to San Diego Harbor, from Mono Lake to Clear Lake, in the Central Valley and on the Central Coast. And to do that, we are going on the road literally, taking the resources of our office out to smaller counties who want our help in enforcing California's environmental and consumer protection laws. One thing is crystal clear. With over 2 million unemployed workers and the third worst foreclosure rate in the country, too many of our people are hurting. They need to know they can look to this office to fight for them. For the working men and women of this state, you can count on this office to vigorously enforce our state's labor laws. And for too many of our people, the dream of home ownership has become a nightmare overnight. We will aggressively pursue any companies and individuals scamming innocent homeowners with mortgage fraud and false rescue services that rob Californians of their assets and their dignity. And to the overwhelming majority of California businesses, to all those who play by the rules, pay their taxes, and work in good faith to comply with the law, we are going to stand by you by going after the cheaters who put all honest, hardworking business folk at a competitive disadvantage and who would risk all of our livelihoods in a low-road race to the bottom. Greed and dishonesty should not and will not pay in the Golden State. And in the spirit of Earl Warren, we are going to fight for the civil rights of every Californian. To worship as you will, to live and work where you choose, and to marry the person you love. And in the true spirit of California, we are going to be equally vigilant and alert to the newest trends. Among my top priorities in the office is a focus on high-tech crimes. With the internet fueling a widely networked community of pedophiles, spammers, and financial predators, we need to be clear. The people who break into our homes electronically will face the same consequences as those who break into our homes physically. Californians ultimately, being smart on crime is about doing more, preventing, and less reacting. It's about being tough and being tough-minded, doing more of what works and less of what doesn't. And fundamentally, it's about the rigorous application of the science of law enforcement, measuring what we do and demanding accountability for results. Now, in closing, I owe a special thanks today to my mother, Kamala Harris. For those of you who knew her, and for those of you who didn't, my mother was the toughest, the smartest, and the most loving person I've ever known. And I know what this day meant to her. She came to Berkeley in the late 1960s as an international graduate student at the University of California, Berkeley, with a passion for science. And she had cut a deal with her parents. When her studies were complete, she was supposed to return home to India, where the plan was for her to settle down into an arranged marriage. But then she met my father, a brilliant and handsome young economics student. And the rest, they say, is history. But like most important history, it turned on a courageous choice. Going back against the traditions of her family dating back to 500 BC, my mother chose to pursue a marriage based on love, which is one of the greatest expressions of optimism that any one of us makes. That choice made me. It made my sister Maya, and for me, it has always summarized what it means to be Californian. Grabbing hold of your destiny, looking relentlessly forward, and having the courage to embrace change each and every day of your life. So I thank you all. I thank California, and now let's get to work.